So what's some of the ideal, like, so when you hear, hey, I have this production accounting system, where you hear that, great, because I can integrate with that like out of the box. Like, what are some of those that you integrate with?
Quorum, some of the financial ones that we do, I don't always recommend you do financial ones because that almost needs to be separate for security and audit reasons. But production reporting, there's some SCADA platforms that we've used. Anything that is an open source cloud-based platform is pretty easy. Anything that is open source, even a Rail on-premises platform is actually pretty easy too. But I would say of our customers, probably 20% of them are actually pulling in data external to Avenirre into Avenirre on a monthly or nightly or monthly schedule.
And they have that all organized by well, so then you could batch it up with the other production data.
Yeah, not always. Sometimes in reserves is pretty bad about this. Reserves will have their own unique identifier, and then, accounting might have their own unique identifier. So we try to create a common unique identifier through the well API. So we will create on the back end, Avenir will create a custom script with a library in it that just says, you know, this weird, unique API for an Aries software property goes to this well in Gaines County, a 42 or Freestone County, 42161 county well. And that way, you can kind of, some of those hurdles too is that this data platform doesn't have API. How do you plan on getting all the data in? That's when I tell the customers to leave it up to us to solve, because that's where we really excel, is creating those master libraries based on the aggregate amount of data that they have.
Alice is asking, hey, Casey, can you show the state report and the production input options, please?
Yeah, the state report is built for, right now, it's built for state of Texas. But when you add in the purchaser statements, which, since wellhead volumes, you're really loading in purchaser volumes and then it allocates based on a comma point back to each well, the batteries, depending on the disposition. When you load it in, when you load all the configurations in and then you load the volumes in, you can actually create your state of Texas report and then directly submit it to the Railroad Commission from Avenirre into their EDI. Don't have a lot of customers that use it. They still like doing it the old way. And then what was the other question, Mark?
It was just the production input options.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's a daily production input page, and I'll show you a customer. I know they won't have a problem showing it because there's real data. So let's say here we'll go to Blue Cedar, super, super group of guys here. So I'm going to select and just select, say, in this well list, I'm going to say active wells like this. And then this page was built essentially by my pumpers for pumpers. The platform was built by an operator for operators, but this page was built to look like an Excel spreadsheet because that's what pumpers know. So on any one day, if you take a grease book or an eye well, there's a lot of clicking. And on any one day, the way we built this is a pumper comes in here, selects their route, and then every bit of entry that they need to do, whether it's from their phone or tablet or desktop, they do from one screen. So they would just come in here and enter in their footages, and then everything changes, scroll across, enter in their gas rates for today, press save. And then once the green bar goes all the way across, they're done. For companies that have batteries, say if you've got one of these units with the batteries and all of the production is reported at the battery, we also allow for central battery input every day, which then allocates based on the test rate back to the well in the same way that every production allocation software does.